he's come a long way in a short amount of time. So it does look like the runners are off, starting with Concrete Man as per usual. There's a little bit of a desync right now, but I'm sure SpeedGaming will correct that shortly. So again, you know, for those of you who haven't seen any of the tournament matches so far, we start with Concrete Man because he's pretty easy to fight with the Buster. It's a really cool fight. It's one of my favorite fights in all of Classic Mega. Sort of this cool dance that you have to do. And his weapon, you'll see his weapon utilized a lot throughout this run. It's really strong against some of the mini bosses that we'll see. And it's really useful for some of the movement that you're going to see, especially later on in the game.
Yeah, and you're going to need it for the next stage on the Magma Man stage, especially if they're going to go for the magma skips.
Exactly, which I imagine both runners will do. So it does look like they're pretty even. It's kind of hard to tell at the moment. The clocks are about 5 seconds apart.
Yeah, so, both making easy work of that stage.
Yeah. It's not too difficult. There is some those elephants that you saw them mash through. That's really this game's kind of light on mashing. It's really just the first stage that has a lot of mashing. So both look like they're synced up now. They're both starting the concrete fight at roughly the same time. Like I said, this is a cool little dance that you see them do. You'll notice both of them are staying very close to Concrete Man. The reason for that is he will only shoot one block instead of 3 blocks if you stand further away. Also, it's important, as you see both runners did, they killed him in the center of the room. Mega Man will walk back kind of slowly to the center of the room, and you lose control of him after Concrete Man dies, so you save some time by making sure that you get the center kill. Sorantyan looks like he has a slight lead, but it's still a really close match at this point.
Yeah, only a second or two ahead, but off to Magma Man.
Magma Man, definitely considered one of the most difficult stages in the game. This is a heavy reset point for a lot of RTA runners. It's very dangerous. You're going to see some heavy utilization of the concrete blocks here to you're going to see it right here to be used as a platform. And you can do these little mini zips through the enemies like you see Sorantyan doing right there. And now, of course, this trick is very dangerous. Double beam skip. If you can freeze it too low and block your path. You see Darko playing it safe there. That's wise, especially in a race situation. The death does cost you, 35, 40 seconds. On Soren's screen, we see the dragon. He does a 2-hop kill. That dragon is usually, meanwhile, Darko is an insane masher, and he does a 1-jump. The concrete block does what's the equivalent to 5 buster shots of damage. Otherwise, you would have had to mash 15 shots into that dragon. With concrete, you only need to mash 5. So here on Soren's screen, again, we're seeing that utility of the concrete weapon, freezing these beams, not having to wait for them, and he's zipping through that last beam. Darko, again, playing it a little bit cautiously. Those beams are instant kills. And these jumps here are not trivial. You see Darko used it as a sort of a buffer to make it one less tile length of a jump. I believe there's only 4 frames to actually make those jumps, which as a speedrun isn't so bad, but casually it's a pretty rough jump.
Yeah, it's not an easy jump to make. So using the concrete there, especially if you have it, because we don't use it on Magma Man, just worth it.
Yeah, Magma Man, actually, concrete, as you mentioned, is not Magma's weakness. That would be Tornado Blow. As far as the speedrun goes, the game is sort of routed so that you're doing 5 stages first. 5 stages in order to get Rush Jet, so that we have Rush Jet for the stages that he will save the most time in. the interesting thing about Magma Man's weakness is you don't actually get enough weapon ammo to finish him off with his weakness, which is Tornado Blow. So you'd have to switch to another weapon anyway. Menuing obviously costs time, so it makes more sense to do him earlier on. So it kind of works out. Next, we have both runners moving on to Galaxy Man. There are possible route divergences here. Theoretically, you can do Galaxy second, you can do Galaxy third, you can do Galaxy fourth. Really, the only rule is do Concrete first, and you have to do Hornet after you do Magma. So those are the only rules there. Galaxy Man having some of the best music in the game.
Yeah, it's great music. You can see both runners using the helicopters to help push them through the level too.
Yep. Yeah, those are designed to kind of, they can be scary again in the casual playthrough. They're designed to kill you, drive you into spikes. But you move so fast, so our runners here use them to their advantage. You'll see a lot of rush coil use in this stage. You see Soren going through right now. Climbing ladders, of course, is slow. So we try to avoid that when possible. You'll see a neat little trick using rush coil here to sort of just hop right up to that next level. A lot of back and forth in this stage. Still a pretty tight race here. Sorantyan might maybe a screen and a half ahead of Darko. So we're about to get onto Galaxy Man now. Now, he's one of the biggest sources of RNG in the game. What we want to see is 2 swoops.
Yeah,
and he
Soren
gets
0 Zoo.
Yeah.
Gets 0.
That's the worst possible pattern right there. The difference between the best and the worst pattern is roughly 6 to 6.5 seconds. We'll see what Darko gets here. Darko also gets the worst pattern.
Opting to not freeze that black hole either. Good fight.
Good fight, yeah. Soren's was a little bit faster as he used the utilization of the concrete block. He was able to freeze the black hole bomb higher up, which triggers Galaxy Man to come back down a little bit quicker. He used that block there against the wall to jump up off of it and freeze it higher. It's a relatively new strat that Chlorit developed. It does save about a second from the traditional strat. Next, we see both runners off to Hornet Man. Again, starting the stage off with Rush Coil, skipping some of these ladders. And once again, we're about to see another big source of RNG in the flower. Basically, it's in the shape of a clock. We would like the flower to spawn at one of the top 2 platforms. That one is the second worst. It is better than having to walk all the way to the right, but the 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock are still kind of slow. Top is good. The 2 top ones and the bottom left are also good.
Yeah, Darko got a good flower there.
Yeah, great flower from Darko.
So hopefully that'll catch him up.
It should. It's
You'll see Soren use concrete here to do a cool kind of trick, freezing that flower shot, making a platform to jump up that wall.
Whenever you can avoid climbing ladders, it's a good idea. So, and as you can see, he pretty much used every concrete shot, just like in Magma Man's stage. This game is really routed tightly. So you saw Soren beat Hornet Man there. One trait about the Magma Man weapon we'll see here on Darko's screen in a little bit is that the damage stacks. So where you shoot 3 shots, you actually want to shoot, if you can release the shot so that all 3 hit the boss at the same time. The damage does stack, so you can really kind of melt Hornet Man pretty quickly.
So on the Gm1 stage. Not my favorite stage, that's for sure.
No, but it's very purple, which is good. And once again, the music is fantastic. I think this is the best Robot Master song. So you'll see some slight strat variances. Sorantyan, he used concrete shot there, whereas Darko is comfortable with his mashing and really is just going through mashing those turrets down, taking some D boosts and get through the screen that way. So where you lose some time by menuing to concrete, he can actually make up some of it by getting those little mini concrete zips. Sorantyan just got the best possible cheese ball. You don't want it all the way to the right, but the next one over so that you can kind of stand by the door is the best one. Darko, average, right in the middle. Not bad.
Yeah, both get the quick kill on it, so.
Once again, utilizing Magma, the damage stacks, getting all 3 shots to hit the enemy. So now you have a purple Mega Man in a purple stage with a purple weapon. Pretty cool.
So yeah, so every time you jump here, Gm1 will jump kind of with you, so you want to utilize the black holes in a specific spot so you can kind of jump them up and down into them, so you can kind of get 2 hits each time. But Soren makes easy work of it. Good fight from Darko too.
I was just on mute. Whoops. So there's another possible route divergence here, but nope. They're both going to Splash Woman.
Yeah, you can either do Splash or Plug next. You do have to do, I believe, Tornado last, because you need the Plug weapon.
Yep. Basically, again, the criteria is that as long as you do Plug before Tornado, you're okay. As far as Splash Woman goes, you never actually use Laser Trident during the Robot Masters phase of the speedrun. So you can theoretically do Splash Woman last, as long as you do Plug before Tornado. So there's a lot of variances with this run. Everybody could potentially do something a little bit different.
So you'll see Soren here doing the bubble trick. This last jump in specific is pretty rough. He gets it.
Yeah, it's a little easier than the Mega Man 5 bubble skip, but that last section there is really scary because obviously you don't want to bonk your head on the spikes. That's an instant death. It is important to note this is the first time we're seeing Rush Jet. They completed their 5 stages. Now we're seeing how useful it is, not having to wait for those platforms. Darko falling during the bubble skip.
Yeah, he missed that last jump on the Rush Jet. So that'll cost him some time there. It's not an easy trick to do.
No, not at all. Let's see if he gets it this time. All right, he got it.
But I mean, on the upside, he didn't fall all the way to the bottom, so could have been worse.
Yeah, probably only a 10 to 15 second time loss. Soren with an amazing splash fight, getting that left side kill. He's sort of shooting the bees in a way to sort of manipulate where it lands, trying to avoid shooting them into its into our iframes, and yeah, finishes her off pretty quickly. We'll see if Darko can repeat.
Yeah, and those bees kind of have a mind of their own, so if you don't shoot them right, they're just kind of fly after those barracuda.
Exactly. See how they, on Darko's screen, they didn't chase her, they chased the or fish, or barracudas, or sabapings. So next, Soren and Darko will be heading there soon on Plugman stage. So Plugman is a really tight stage, perfect plug. The Yoku blocks are on a global timer that are based off of the start of the screen. It's based off of the in-game time. So really, you have to play the stage the same exact way every time, and by doing so, Soren and Darko will know the exact place the Yoku blocks are. So they will be confident that they won't knock him off Rush Jet, and the end result should be skipping a cycle of blocks here on that last Yoku block screen, and not have to wait. You'll see on this last screen that Soren's about to head up to. It can potentially block your path right there, those 3 blocks that block you from the ladder, and he never had to wait. Soren onto Plugman. Weakness is Jewel Satellite. You have exact ammo for this fight, so it can be pretty costly if you end up shooting a Jewel Satellite into his iframes. You'll typically have to switch to Magma Bazookas. That's a good backup weapon due to that damage stacking.
Yeah, he makes easy work of that fight, though.
Darko here, he does have to wait for the block. We'll see if Darko goes for the Big Mama jump. Nope, he's gonna mash it down. Last but not least, we're on to Tornado. So once again, I believe Soren's going to go for this tougher strat where he's going to jump on the batteries. The battery placement, much like the Yoku blocks in Plug, are based off of a global timer. So he knows that that battery is going to arrive right at that particular spot at that particular time, as he played the first part of the stage there exactly the same way. He does those battery jumps, then proceeds to summon Rush. What this does is it allows you to, because you can use Rush right from the start of the platform, that allows you to use Rush a little bit longer during the rain section, where the rain pushes you backwards and you want to avoid jumping as it pushes you back and slows you down. In total, it actually only saves 80 frames, so it's a really difficult, scariest kind of strat for a race that only saves potentially 80 frames. If you do it perfectly. You see Darko doing the safer alternative, just summoning Rush there and not bothering jumping on the platforms. Soren, on the other hand, he gets to jump right on Rush right from the beginning of the rain pushing you backwards.
Yeah, Darko will have to do the a little bit of platforming there on that the rain section, but
this section, of course, the rain now pushing you forward, you want to jump as much as possible. So you see they make it through not having to stop at all. Tornado Man, he can be a bro, or he can not be a bro. Let's hope for bro. He is not. So we want Tornado Man to stay on the ground. He's jumping kind of a lot. That would be called Tornado Bro. So yeah, again, this boss has a lot of RNG, much like most of Mega Man 9.
Darko just getting to the rain section here, so it's a really punishing death if you die here, because you don't have the rush jet for the rain section again.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect ammo, so if you end up dying there, you end up having to platform on those batteries. It's intended to, which is no fun.
Darko getting the Tornado Bro, though.
Nice. So yeah, once again, RNG helping out Darko a little bit there. make up some time. He had the good flour too. Although Soren had the better cheese ball. I would say having Tornado is a little bit more crucial.
Yeah, because he can waste a lot of time.
Yeah. So now we're starting on the Wily stages. For those of you not familiar with the classic Mega Man games, the 8-bit ones, anyway, they weapon ammo does not refill through the Wily stages. So once again, the speedrun is routed so that you're using pretty much everything that you can. It's routed pretty tightly. The runners will be picking up an M tank in Wily 3 that will be used, but that's it. Will not refill after every stage.
Yeah, it looks like we're about 40-second difference.
Yeah. Really nice kill there of the dragon from Soren. Using Rush Coil to get up there and hit the dragon as soon as he possibly could.
Yeah, I find this part's really scary with the rush jet here getting through these magma beams.
Absolutely. So these rush jet jumps are not trivial. Rush matches your vertical position. So it's falling from the top, and then while you jump up, you basically have to match his position while you're still going up. Because if you hit him at the peak of your jump, you're never going to land on it. If you hit it too low, you're not going to be able to move up quick enough to skip that beam. So it is pretty scary. Darko there mashing the dragon down.
Yeah, going for the rush jet strat so he can save that concrete for later.
Yeah, you'll see him using the concrete for some platforming in Wily 2. It's kind of a neat thing to see them, the two different strats.
Yeah, I'd never seen that strat actually until today, and I think it was Slurpee who did it, and it was fantastic to watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, on the spike pushers here, they kind of keep respawning. Every time you kill one, their life will go down. I believe when two of them push the block all the way to the edge, that's when they start spitting the little mouse arrows at you.
Yep.
But Soren making easy work of it. He'll pull up the tornado there at the end to just kind of pull all the blocks towards the spike pushers.
Getting the last 4 there. Yeah, that's the traditional strat. You kill 10 spike pushers and you finish off the last 4 with Tornado. There are 14 in total. Some people do prefer to use Plug Ball instead of Tornado. That allows them to have Tornado for Wily 3, which that last platforming section that can be pretty dangerous. Darko here looks like he's actually... Is he going to buster them all? Or has he just not gotten to 10 yet? Looks like he might just buster them all.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna save his tornado. Maybe gonna save it for the shark.
Soren running out of rush jet there, had to switch to coil to move up that platform. One of the more popular Mega Man 9 songs in Wily 2, We Are the Robots.
Getting a great flower.
So, ammo or health conservation is pretty important in this stage. You don't want to get hit too much. The final boss, the Mega Mech Shark, is he can be pretty brutal. I've had a few runs that were ruined by that if I accidentally took a hit from an extra couple enemies. Taking one extra hit isn't so bad, but Soren's in good shape because he had that good flower there, so he didn't have to damage boost off of it.
Yeah, and that underwater section there, it is not an easy section. Those jumps are really tight. You can tiptoe them, but Soren, no need to do that. He's way too consistent.
Yeah, he's having a fantastic run. Both of them are, really.
Yeah, considering Darko hasn't been practicing as much, like he's keeping really good pace. This jump in specific that Darko's doing, you can see him, he tiptoed it over. Not an easy jump. He got the same flower as Soren, though.
Like he had one less concrete shot, so he had to switch over to Buster. Meanwhile, Soren is on Mega Mech Shark. 3-phase boss here. Middle phase, you want to quickly sort of alternate between hitting the 2. And then some RNG on this last phase here. You want 2 fast patterns. Looks like the first pattern is the slow pattern. Second one is okay.
You see Darko here doing the tiptoe, like I was saying.
Yeah,
that jump
those
in
are
specific.
Playing this game casually. Those jumps are no joke. Yeah, the way Darko is playing right now really is incredible, considering he hasn't been playing this game at all. And he is not that far behind, all things considered. One mistake. If Jordan makes one mistake, he could overtake the lead here. Plus, we haven't even talked about the casino yet.
Yeah, and if he misses an easy devil, like he has a 2-phase where Darko only has a 1, that'll be a big time loss for Soren.
So you'll see here at the end of this stage that we have what's called the Twin Devil. It's one of the typical Mega Man devil bosses. Much like any devil boss, you can one cycle him. It's free. It's absolutely free. Nobody ever messes it up, though. That's why it's easy. Darko finishing up the shark here. This Sniper Joe room that Soren is in is really difficult too, but he makes quick work of it there. Darko finishing up the shark pretty quickly as well. So this is sort of our equivalent to the auto-scroller. It's sort of this anti-gravity section. It's required that you dance there to validate your run. If you don't, your run will be rejected on the leaderboards. So make sure to do that. Here's that M-Tank. You may see the runners use it at a different time. I believe Soren's going to use it right away. The reason for that is the sooner that you use it, the less time you're spending refilling the weapon energy. Each whole bar of weapon energy is about 2.25 seconds, so the less you have to refill, the better. This section here is really scary. Using Trident here is a really difficult strat. A lot of people will just use Tornado and the enemies will just blow off the screen. That may be why Darko chose to not use Tornado on the Spike Pusher fight.
Yeah, Darko taking that damage boost over that spike. I do the same thing. That jump is just not a fun jump.
Yeah, it's another one. If you jump too low, you're gonna land on the spikes. If you jump too high, you can hit your head on the spikes above you. Soren, let's see if he gets this easy devil. This looks good so far. And yeah, he got it. Easy every time. Darko doing his dancing. His run's valid as well. Now Soren heading on a Wily 4 on a great pace. So he's actually moving through this stage here. First, if you take a quick look at Darko's screen, he is using the Tornado strats. That is a lot safer than using the laser tridents. Meanwhile, Soren, there's a manipulation that you could do to get the best pattern from Galaxy Man. It's pretty precise. There's going to be some lights flashing in the background. You're going to see him delay before he enters the teleporter. If you play the stage the exact same way, you do this delay and you look at the lights in the background and you enter at a certain point, you can manipulate him. Unfortunately, he wasted a concrete block, which isn't good. You need that you have perfect ammo for the Wily, second phase of Wily. He did get one swoop. We call that being 31.85. Basically, how the manip works is that there's a cluster of frames. Darko missed the easy devil. He just missed it. So there's a cluster of frames where you can get the 2 swoops, but then there's 1 frame in there. 31.85 is the in-game time if you're playing the time attack, where you'll get 1 swoop. So basically anywhere from 31.81 to 31.9. I think that's it, yeah, or 9.1.
So like you were saying earlier, we don't have we don't have enough ammo on the tornado there to finish magma, so we'll switch to the magma bazooka, which isn't really a time loss because we go into hornet next anyway.
Yep.
There is a chance you can hit 2 tornadoes on Magma Man, which will cause the kill, but it's kind of a rare thing.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. I don't see it very often. Maybe a handful of times. Excellent kill there, jewel kill. Onto Splash Woman. Hopefully, again, getting that left side kill. And great fight. 1B escaped him, but he finished it off quickly, so he didn't lose a lot of time. Darko proceeding. I do not believe he went for the manip, so he's just gonna go. Oh, he's going for the manip. Will he get it?
Yeah, I think Soren only got 1 swoop. Yep, so he did get the 2
nice.
swoop.
Alright, so Soren on to Wily. The first phase here, he makes it look easy, but it's a pain in the neck. The laser trident can be used. It's a longer weapon, it's a faster weapon, so it's a bit better than the Buster, and you already have it equipped from beating Concrete Man.
He did miss a concrete shot there, so...
Yeah, and he was already 1 short after missing a shot on Galaxy Man, so... Once again, Magma Bazooka, the good backup to use.
So on to the casino.
Yep.
Put your bets in.
Great first pattern. Wow.
Wow.
And he gets double low.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I feel like that was like BT's casino this morning. That was great.
Unbelievable.
GG's in chat. I mean, his PB is 31.39, and that's a 32.09, so 30 seconds off his PB. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was an absolutely crazy run. Topped off with that casino. Yikes. Unbelievable.
Legacy 2 collection pattern.
Except he's playing on Wii, so can't blame it on Legacy Collection 2 this time.
So on to Splash Woman here for Darko. Good fight. So Concrete Man's a lot easier this time with the laser trident. I believe it's only 6 or 7 shots now.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker. Makes quick work of them. The strategy pretty much stays the same. You want to stay close to them, but yeah, the fight's cut in more than just half. It's like an 1/8 of the length. Darko ricocheting the eggs into Wily's jaw, making quick work of the first phase. I believe he is also short of a concrete shot, so he chooses to just lower his health a little with the laser trident that he already has equipped, which is smart. Saves the menu from having to go to the magma. We'll see how his casino is. So far, so good.
Ooh.
Both runners get double low. When he does spawn triple low, unbelievable. So you guys haven't really gotten to see, I guess, today, what the casino can really do to you. Both of these runners getting absolutely fantastic patterns. Wow.
Those were both great times.
Yeah, absolutely. GG's to both runners. 32.09, 34.03. That's fantastic. Great race. Great race. But we do have another one coming up, and potentially a third one. So, Soren has this penguin. We will wait for the runners to prep up and get ready for the second race.
Another Legacy 2 collection pattern.
Another Legacy Collection 2 pattern. He also believe Darko's playing on the Wii.
I believe Darko is playing on the Wii.
Oh, that's right, because we saw the when we were setting up. He had the Wii menu. For sure.
Yeah, his last submitted run was on the Wii, so I'd assume so.
Oh, he's playing Legacy Collection 2. That's how they did it. That is a myth, by the way. There's where it's highly suspect that there's a better pattern on Legacy Collection 2. It is not the case.
No, it's all just RNG. But we like to joke about it.
Yep. So soaring off to the early 1-0. So the pressure is on Darko at this point to try to bring it back and move on to the semifinals.
Yeah, really only a 2-minute difference there.
Alright, the race room is up for the runners, second room, so we should be getting started relatively quickly on race number 2. I think both runners went deathless, right? Which is,
yeah.
This game, not an easy thing to do.
No, absolutely not. With all the little obstacles and spikes, like it's not an easy game to play through deathless.
Yeah, and again, casually, this is there's a lot of gotcha moments in this game. Even in Concrete Man, Wily 1, where you just saw them move through the screen seamlessly without stopping, and you had those little green guys popping up through the pits. Meanwhile, you have the birds with the rocks dropping those on you. You know, those you get hit by them, they drop you right into a pit. They're actually moving and scrolling the screen in such a way where they know exactly where the those owls are going to drop their rocks, where they're going to spawn from.
Yeah, Wily 1 can be very punishing at the beginning, especially if you mess up the stage, because I believe they're on just like the Yoku blocks, they're kind of on a timer.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, it affects, you want to move through the screen the exact way. Even anything like clipping a ledge puts it slightly off where they spawn from, so. I do encourage anybody that wants to learn. Despite all the RNG, it's just it's a fun, rewarding game. It's nice to blame somebody but yourself if you mess up a PB. So it gives you an excuse when you know, when you get a bad time, you can just blame RNG. Why not?
It's all around just a fun game to run.
When the first stage has such good music, you don't really mind resetting constantly on Concrete Man, because hey, you get to listen to Concrete Man again, which is, you know, good tunes.
Yeah, and anybody that is looking to pick up this game, it was an original Wii game, but you can buy it on pretty much any platform, the Legacy 2 collection, so Steam, Switch, PlayStation 4, or Xbox. It's only, I think, about 20 bucks, but you also get 7, 8, 9, and 10, so good deal.
Absolutely.
I mean, anybody that really wants to learn to, you know, speedrun this game, there's a big community for it. I learned a lot from the community, and they've been really helpful.
Yeah, it's and for the Legacy Collection 2, again, definitely worth it. Legacy Collection 1 suffered from a lot of input lag. Legacy Collection 2 does not have that same problem, and it includes the best two Mega Man games in 9 and 10, so, I mean, definitely worth the money. And it goes on sale pretty frequently, too.
Yeah, I think when it goes on sale, like, I'm Canadian, so it goes on for like 12 bucks, I think, so getting 4 games for $12, that's great.
Runners will be starting in just a moment.